Hello, guys. Have you ever wondered what are the most common mistakes when opening a coffee shop? Hello, my name is Juan Rosenzweig. I opened one of the most successful specialty coffee shops in Vienna, and now I have a community with more than 2,000 people that are actually working on their business case and on going into the journey of opening their own coffee shop. And today, because we're getting closer to the 2,000 members, I wanted to prepare a special video to share with you what are the most common mistakes that I have found throughout my career on the coffee business, and of course by having this amazing community that has also taught me a lot. So stay put and I will show you next steps, the summary that I have managed to make with all of the learnings that we get of having such an interesting community and all of the different exchanges that we have. So, throughout the last years, I have managed to compile this complete list of, I would say, the 40 most typical mistakes on how you can make a coffee shop go bust. And yeah, I have basically also ordered them. And the idea is today is that I guide you through a little bit from some of the top mistakes that I have perceived throughout my career. And then, yeah, we will be able to discuss it. You can join our community or follow our channel so to generate more discussion. So feel free, click in the bottom. For sure, you will find the link to the community. And if you want to participate, yeah, just follow us or join us. Good. So you can see the list already in front of you. I think the biggest killer that I have found in the gastronomy and the coffee shop scene is basically tied to the location. Most people, and that's probably why also there's this very famous saying, location, location, location. Yeah, most people go for the wrong location, right? Low foot traffic, wrong demographic, or bad visibility. So that's one of the key aspects and one of the main things that you can also learn in the coffee shop launchpad, how to get to the right location and how to move forward and take the right decisions. To be undercapitalized, to understand really how much money you need to survive, the time that you need to survive until the coffee shop it's on its feet. So I've seen also a couple of really interesting examples of people that believe they need not that much money, and then suddenly it's not enough, although it might have been a good business because it had a good start. And then, yeah, you have a problem and you either have to find investors, recapitalize, or go bust. So yeah, very crucial and very complicated. Another one, the category of the instant killers, is sign a bad lease. Yes, it happens quite a lot. Many people don't do the right analysis and understanding on what kind of leases they can get and what kind of impact it has in their business case. So in the end, it can have a really crucial impact and it can be a bust or a game changer for your coffee shop. Another additional topic would be the no pricing strategy, where you have no idea or changing prices feels like a guilty process, right? Instead of really tying it to something very logical as it would be inflation. So any coffee shop would be eaten up if you don't shift your prices every once in a while. And yeah, if you don't have a clear strategy or a step by step, then it actually makes no sense, right? One of the key also mistakes that I've seen is they hire the wrong head barista or manager. I think this is also an absolute killer. If you have wrong people in your team, you will have the wrong motivation in the people, and you will not be welcoming and having this emotions so that people can keep coming back, right? And finally, also this no concept clarity, where you have completely something so completely random that people don't understand or don't feel at home or don't feel welcome. Yeah, trying to be everything. Have you ever seen a restaurant that serves sushi, pizza, burgers, and tacos? So it's something like that, right? That if you don't have this clarity, then it's absolute disaster. Then we have a second category, the slow bleeds, right? If you're overstaffed from day one, if you don't understand how much staffing you need and how you can take the right decisions in this direction, this can be an overkiller. And I see very passionate, great baristas doing this mistake once and once again, also because they sometimes believe it's an investment or because they believe that people really deserve a huge and a perfect service, which they do, but you don't have to organize it by being overstaffed, right? So this is also one of the most interesting ones that I see, that it's also a leakage from all of your profitability. The menu is too complex. You have seen coffee shops where the menus are incredibly complex and you have 200 items and it is really simply too difficult to decide. Ignoring the cost of goods sold, so not understanding what is the cost percentages per item, and what actually makes business sense and what not, and how to put it together. No systems for inventory, so really just having no structure on the back end of your shop. Owner two hands off, when people basically or owners start feeling that it's already a great business and start stepping a little bit off without taking a little bit, at least look at the numbers continuously, it's always a bad sign. No upselling culture. If you don't put your products coupled with other products so they sell better, that's also one of the mistakes that might be a slow bleed. Ignoring online presence. If you have absolutely nothing, that also might make a huge difference in your coffee shop. I'm not saying that it's completely marketing. You should do a bit of marketing, but not full on. But if you cannot only completely ignore it, because it will make an impact and it will be really having a hit on your bottom line. No loyalty mechanism. Yeah, not bringing customers back either with any kind of system that that you could implement. Bad supplier relationships. This is also a very crucial aspect where many resources can be gone, and yeah, a lot of credibility can be also put into the game, or ignored peak hours or bottlenecks, right? So you see, all of these slow bleeds will not make a huge impact at once, but if you have many of them, you'll see that your coffee shop will suffer and will be preparing for disaster in the longer run. Right? Continues with that is this death by a thousand cuts. Also, these small things that make a long-term impact, individually manageable but collectively fatal. No staffing training program. So if people basically do what they want and they do it completely different. Inconsistent opening hours. This is, I also have seen this in the industry quite a lot, and it has been disastrous for the coffee shops where I have seen it, because if customers don't know when to go, then basically they don't go. So they many of them really go for reliability. No daily cash reconciliation. If you're lost in how much comes in and goes out, always the recommendation of close your casa. Equipment bought too cheap. Ignore P&L. No break-even calculation. I think most of these are very straightforward, right? No waste tracking. Seasonal blindness. If you don't understand why when your peaks and your lows are. No social media presence, as I mentioned. Also, didn't build an email list. I think this is one of the least crucial ones, but anyhow, some places where it can make a difference. Ignore competitor moves, or no defined customer avatar. So if you don't understand who your customers are, how they behave, and where do they basically come from. And finally, some of the rookie mistakes that I have seen: bought too much equipment up front. Yes, that can happen. Things that you're not using, and then suddenly you're kept into them. No written supplier contracts. This is a least worst one, but can also have a longer impact. Skipped the soft launch. I think this is really key. I've always believed that this also makes a huge difference in the long run, and helps you build a little bit of a community around your coffee shop. No contingency budget. I always say it. This is also absolutely key. When we opened the first year, I think, or year and a half that we're open, Corona hit. So if we would not have had that, this project would have not survived, right? Underestimating permit and licensing timeline. I think this is also one of the most impactful ones that you can see. I have heard of projects that cannot open 6, 7, 8, 9 months because they were missing a license, and this is an absolute disaster. And they can go bust without even opening first. So yeah, very tough topic and can have a real impact. Didn't mystery shop competitors. So there's a couple of videos also on this, to go and visit competitor shops to understand what are the key and unique selling propositions and how they place themselves. Ignoring Google reviews, I think, is also a crucial one that I speak to in a couple of the videos. No documented recipes, no opening checklist, or over reliance on owner presence. So you see, it's always a balance. So I really like this list because it completely compiles almost all of the mistakes that we have seen throughout the years, and that I have also had the chance to discuss with a lot of the people from the now 2000 people community, right? Why am I making this video? Because I also want to motivate you, that we show you different solutions, different paths, and different methods to avoid all of these different mistakes within our community. So it's not the what is happening, but it's more the how to avoid it. So in the Coffee Shop Launchpad, you will learn how to avoid all of these mistakes. And many of them, and I think that's exactly the problem, they're not obvious in the beginning. They're only obvious once you look at them and once you already have them in your shop. So take a closer look And yeah, we can help you avoid these mistakes or make the right methods, implement the right structures, or use the right templates so that you become more profitable while avoiding all of these 40 mistakes. And I think we should have a few videos in at least 5 or 6 of them already. So yeah, join us in the community, follow us in YouTube, and yeah, very much looking forward to discuss all of these mistakes into detail and guide you on how you can avoid them. So, pleasure to have you here and hopefully see you in the next one.